Whether you just picked up Divine Knockout for the very first time or you've been playing since day one, today I'm showing you some tips, tricks, and strategies on how to get better as a beginner. So that way you can get in there and be the best team player possible and go dominate. So without further ado, get your notepad out and let's get right into it.
Take it one step at a time.
Coming from years and years of fighting game experience, these are the biggest tips that I like to give to beginners to help them understand the game and play more efficiently. Divine Knockout is a very unique fighting game in that it is a 3D platform fighter. But like any platform fighter, you need to learn how to recover. Now, I see a lot of beginners struggle with this part in particular because they think when they're off the platform that they only have 2 jumps to work with. In Divine Knockout, you can actually use your light and heavy attacks in the air to help you recover back to the platform. And a lot of characters also have an ability that you can also use to recover. Like for an example, when you're playing Sasano, his left trigger move where you can kind of jump up in the air and aim where you want to land, that is an amazing recovery move if needed. You can also use the dodge to recover as well. So you can jump, dodge, light attack, heavy attack, and by that time the dodge is usually back, dodge again, jump again, there you go. I say this as the first tip because I see a lot of beginners tend to just die when they could have recovered, so simply just get better at recovery. Also, real quick, let me know down below in the comments who in Divine Knockout is your main character to play as. Personally, mine is Hercules and Sasano, but let me know your main down below. Speaking of the dodge though, keep in mind the dodge in Divine Knockout is not unlimited, meaning there's a timer on it. A lot of fighting games that have dodges are honestly unlimited. You can just dodge, hit, dodge, whatever, dodge, dodge. In Divine Knockout, I recommend using it sparingly. And I'm not saying never use it, I'm saying use it at the smartest times possible. Don't just throw it out there. A lot of characters have a voice line or a physical thing that indicates they're about to do an ultimate or a special move, and at that point, that's when you want to dodge. Or you can use the dodge to go through, let's say, part of the field, a part of the stage. Like if you need to go through an axe that's gonna hit you no matter what, just dodge through it. That would be a dodge worth used. Or if you're trying to recover. But you dodging just to dodge, let's say even like a light attack or something that's small, in my opinion, usually isn't worth it unless you're gonna die from that light attack. With the timer, Divine Knockout has given the dodge more meaning and honestly makes you as a player need to look at it and go, okay, how am I going to use this the most efficiently? Not only your dodge, but you also want to use your abilities sparingly as well. And even your ultimates, I see a lot of people just throw their ultimates out there with no meaning or purpose. And with a team-based game, 3v3s, 2v2s, you really want to make sure you're using your ult and your special abilities to the highest chance of success. Like for an example, I see a lot of people that maybe play Soul use her ult for like one person, when in reality, you could be playing King of the Hill, have Soul's ult ready, and wait till the entire enemy team is on the hill, and then use the ult there, making it far more effective. Whereas if you had used it 2 seconds ago on some random schmo, you might have just wasted it. I see a lot of players that like to use their ability as soon as the timer is away. So they'll use an ability, and then they'll wait for the cooldown, and then as soon as it's back, they'll just use it again just for fun. You gotta play smarter. Real quick, guys, as we're going through these tips, if you find them helpful, make sure to subscribe for more, because we have new videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we stream twice a week. Another tip that I give when trying to learn fighting games like this that people don't like to hear is honestly, you gotta go in there and learn every single character. And I'm not saying go master that character. I'm saying go in there and at least learn the basics of every character, understand what their moves are actually doing, how they work, maybe even what their cooldowns are, so that way when you're fighting them, you understand your opponent almost better than they do. To put it in perspective, would you rather fight somebody where you know their moveset, you know how they're gonna play, or would you rather fight somebody where you have no idea what they're gonna do? Come on now, I think we know the answer to that. Going back to being a team player, that's another big tip that people don't really focus on a lot, because Divine Knockout has 3v3s and 2v2s, and those are the main focuses of the game. And when you're playing those, honestly, a lot of characters have abilities that are meant to be played with teammates. For an example, King Arthur's move, where it powers you and your teammates up. Great team player move, and you can use it sparingly and use it right. Or if you're playing oddball, for an example, you want to save the abilities that can protect your teammate that has the oddball. Because if you're playing oddball and you're just trying to get kills, then why are you even playing the game? At that point, you're just trying to win, right? I see a lot of players go for kills rather than the objective. And in those cases, the objective is far more important. So be a team player. And like all fighting games I've ever played, Divine Knockout also has a practice mode. And like anything in the world, whether you want to learn how to play the piano or learn a new language, trying to get better at a fighting game, you have to practice. I can't just give you these tips and then you go, okay, now I'm a pro. You gotta get in there and go practice, practice, practice. Believe it or not, I've had hundreds of hours of login time for just practice mode in Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat X, stuff like that. Set your opponent to hard and just practice against them endlessly. As soon as you get good at that, start adding more opponents. Practice literally makes perfect. How do you expect to get better if you don't play more and practice more? And the next biggest tip that I can give you to get better at Divine Knockout is follow and subscribe to Onestep on YouTube for more guides and more strategy videos. And as always, my dudes, take it one step at a time.